Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play RimWorld. So, we're in a little bit of a scary position at this moment. We do have this raider force coming in, but I think we should be able to handle that perfectly fine. What is actually the main scary thing that we're dealing with right now, I could swear I selected for people to haul that. Maybe I didn't, and forgot like a silly man. But the main thing that we have to worry about now is actually the potential risk of destruction from within, thanks to me blocking off this closing off this wall, which actually roofed in this whole area, which is something that I definitely did not want, because now all of these people are going to be like enveloped in darkness whenever they're chilling in this area, and it's gonna take us quite a while to get any lights out that will illuminate this whole area. But then on top of that, we also don't have enough power to put down more lights without our battery supply starting to go into the negatives. So we really need to get solar panels down, and as you guys know, we don't want to put those down until we have metal underneath them, metal tiles. So, you know, we're obviously not, like, doomed to die or anything like that. We still have the blasting charges, although they're pretty difficult to see under all this. In fact, we may only have one. There's that one right there, which means I would put the next one right about there. No, looks like there should be three of them. I thought that was one of the first things that I decided to do. In fact, we should probably sell that blasting charge as well, but we'll put that on hold, consider doing that later, as the raiders have decided to begin their assault right about now. Actually, pretty good timing, seeing as every one of, or at least most of our colonists have decided to go to sleep. Once again, it's gonna be a little bit irritating because we're gonna have to, like, play hide and seek with trying to find the blasting charges. There's the first one, okay. So, remember, it's right on that block. They're going in a relatively ordered pace, which is nice. Good to see that some of the most equipped people are going in first. And obviously grouped together, so hopefully via the use of our blasting charges, those guys should be mincemeat. Oh yeah, if they keep on going in that like single file line, that should blow all of them up a little bit. Probably won't kill them, of course. We'll get the second blasting charge ready. Oh no, but it does a fair amount of damage for sure. Sweet. Now where's the other dudes? I do have to concern myself with that. One is right there, but there should have been a fourth? Unless there's 4 people in here. 1, 2... No. Oh, yes, there are 4 people in here. We might win the fight just like this. Yep, raiders are fleeing. That was easy. We need, like, the staples button for that fight. That was a little bit ridiculous how easy that went. It's all because they crowded up together, I gotta say. Biggest weakness to these enemies in this game, apparently. Death Corridor and blasting charges. Just makes them get wrecked. Looks like this guy's gonna run away via the bottom, which is perfectly fine for us. Obviously we don't need to concern ourselves too much with, using slaves at this, getting more slaves at this point, seeing as we still have these 2. Can we talk to this guy? Yes, we have been talking to that guy. Snappy has gotta be close to being recruited. In fact, I think she's been, actually at the max amount, or close to the max amount for quite a long while now. So, hopefully, we'll actually succeed in recruiting her before too long. And let's actually prioritize getting the metal put down on the outside here. I would prefer to do that just so we could get that solar panel going. Because as I was saying, I think the main thing we need to get done at this point is definitely putting lights in here. So we need to obviously get additional power for that. So Marky Mark from the Funky Bunch, he's doing a pretty good job. Actually, he's an artist! So maybe that is Marky Mark from the Funky Bunch. Actually, I'm a total poser in that regards, because I don't even know if the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch is a band. I have to presume they are, based on their name, but, like, I don't know, I've just heard people mention them before, so I really don't know anything about them. Let's go ahead and get some graves built, because obviously we don't want, those bodies negatively affecting our people's morale, so I think it would be a good time to just start putting those all down here. And let's go ahead and sell that blasting charge. I don't think there's too much of a point to have that now. Might as well get the metal back. Although, as you all know, we are not really at, we're not even close to being in a bad spot in regards to our metal supply. Carpeting is finished. That's actually really good and really cool for us, because getting some carpets down would be muy bueno, or, God, I apologize. I am horrible at Spanish. I've always been horrible at language classes. I'm one of those people who just really struggles with learning additional languages, but I think everyone does to some degree, you know, so it's not all that surprising. But obviously it would be very, very good for us. And now we've got Snappy on our team, so let's see what she's good at. She'll probably be that main hauler that I've been aching for a long time. Technically, I guess we will have 2 main haulers at this moment. Are you kidding me? I just realized that Raider, when he was fleeing, he dropped his Uzi. That is really, really cool for us. Let's have Slappy grab that. Question is an Uzi better than the Lee Enfield and a pump shotgun? Obviously, it depends on the situation, but from my experience, oh, we killed this poor squirrel. That's so sad. Obviously, it depends on the situation, though, but, for the most part, I would say that the Uzi is better? Not 100% sure, but I don't know. That would be my guess, or my guesstimate, if I had to levy one. Let's go ahead and get these blasting charges down again, so we won't have to worry about that in the future. Nice to know that there's not actually any tiles placed on them now, so they'll actually be put down the way that I want them to be. Or they'll actually be visible once they're placed down. Ah, nice! A trader ship, and he's a combat supplier, so we'll be able to sell all of our weapons to this dude. Only problem is, since we don't have an equipment barracks, most of the weapons that we'll want to sell, meaning our pistols, aren't really going to... Why am I totally blanking? Mainly our pistols aren't really going to be put in here, so we won't be able to sell them. We could sell that pump-action shotgun, but I don't think I want to do that right now. In fact, let's actually mark this, so we'll cancel everything on there except for the pistols, Molotov cocktails, and frag grenades. Because I think that's all we want to sell for at least a while. We'll put all of the other weapons into our equipment barracks, because I think that's obviously I think it's obviously much more important to keep those weapons rather than the weakest ones, or at least what I consider the weakest ones. Because sometimes the pistol actually can be better than something like the M20 or the M16. Is it an M20? I want to check that. I don't know why, but I thought it was an M24. Yeah, when I said M20, that just, like, felt wrong to me. So we're almost to the point where we could put down those solar panels, but I was gonna put them in the middle, but I think I actually would rather have, like, one on the bottom and one on the top. That way we could put down 4 in total and have, some space in between, so if they catch on fire, they won't, like, destroy everything. We actually can build that one right there and still get all of the metal tiling put underneath it, so we might as well get started on that one. And why not have Slappy do it? Although Slappy is bringing... Wait. What's she doing? Hauling metal... Oh, she's hauling it to the stockpile zone. Okay. We're actually going to cancel that. Oh, Slappy can't do construction work. No, Slappy can. I mean, Snappy... I am probably going to call this lady Slappy so many times just because of Slappy the squirrel. We really actually should have finished messing with her priorities. I don't know why I messed that up. Yes, it is indeed a female. We haven't even started with this person. When did we get him? This guy must be new. And on top of that, we probably... Oh, no, we don't need colonist beds yet. People are just going to be sleeping in the dark. Okay. But let's go ahead and get back to this then. So... What do I want to do for this guy? Should have... I already do have 2 miners, though, but I should have 2 people who probably prioritize mining over all else. So let's make that person mining 1 priority. We'll make an additional hauler. Cleaning can actually be number 2 for this one. Or cleaning can be number 1. It's probably good to have someone who focuses a lot on cleaning. So let's go ahead and set all of these Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. Because I would like to have another person who really prioritizes plant cutting as well. But that means we don't really have anyone who works really hard on construction, which obviously would make the most sense having it be some of these people. So 1 for construction work, 2 for oh, but that's the hauling person. I don't want that then. We'll make cleaning number 2. I really like to have someone who's really good at working on cleaning, but you know. And I think that should be fine. Looks like there's only 1 person for construction, though. So let's actually mark hauling as number 2 for them as well. Construction is much more important than hauling things, even though hauling is very, very important. And repairs can be 2s or 3s for everyone, but I think 2s makes the most sense for the most part. Unless I won't have that person clean over it. Yeah, I think that should be good. Okay, now that that's all done, what was I gonna do? There was that slave trader, combat supplier. I think we should check with them. That fire isn't really gonna cause us any problems. Who's our main negotiator? It wasn't Gonzalo. I think it was, in fact, our, Abraham, or was it Gonzalo? I kind of feel like it was someone a little bit unexpected. Let's test it with Gonzalo, since Gonzalo is just doing the plant cutting stuff, which isn't really incredibly important for the time being. No, social skill 3. That's absolute garbage. Oh no, a solar eclipse has began. That's actually pretty frustrating for us, because obviously that means once we get that solar panel up, it's not really gonna be all that useful. At least in regards to what we wanted it to do. Zeef is still a prisoner? Yes, he is indeed a prisoner. That's fine. Let's go ahead and sell this bed. Because once again, best case scenario, by the time this guy's recruited, we will have a separate prisoner room up and running that he can actually live in, or any future prisoners could live in, I should say. So Abraham, my good sir, once you've finished with that job at hand, we're going to go ahead and move you in here. Failed once again. Let's go ahead and see where that's going. Feel like you should have been able to succeed at that, Abraham, but that's okay. I forgive you because I love you. They do have metal. Let's go ahead and buy all of that. They only have 72, but we have enough to buy all of it. Means we'll barely have any silver left, but we can sell a lot of our food. So let's go ahead and sell a lot of that, especially since he's buying it for a lot as well. We'll go ahead and sell 400? I think we can manage at 400. Obviously, I don't want to sell too much, but that still gives us around like 580. I can't really tell what number that is in the middle. I think that's an 8. But like I've mentioned in the past, the writing in the text is so freaking small in this game. Weapons, we don't need to work with weapons at all right now, but we will sell him our pistol. Do we purchase anything? I think that's a no, because we have a lot of weapons right now, and obviously our base mainly... Oh, wait. Oh, that's what he just sold us. We really need to get that drop beacon built. That's my bad. And in fact, I think it would make a lot of sense to put it right down here. That might be a perfect spot for it. So let's put down that drop beacon. That'll just make things a lot easier for us in the future, pretty much in general, because it'll be really nice to have everything land in a place that I kind of set up and plan for myself, rather than being scattered all over the place like it kind of is right now. Snappy, you are a hauler, correct? Or you can haul, because I would love to have you get these bodies out of here. That's something that definitely should be done right about now. Because there's still a lot of them, too. Actually, people didn't even start that work, and this grave still needs to be built. And Snappy can't handle that, so we'll have her build, or dig that right afterwards. It's kind of funny. Oh, no, someone else is working on it. Okay. It's kind of funny in this game, though, with the graves, because obviously they would be digging the grave. But it kind of feels like they would also be building the grave, since everything else works that way. Thank you, Haskell, for going ahead and building that drop beacon. That'll be very, very good for us. Once this eclipse ends, though, I think we're going to be in a pretty solid spot. Obviously, we still need to get all the lights going in here, but our base is already, like, pretty, self-sufficient in regards to keeping our people happy, because they're doing really well in regards to their mental states for having those dead bodies out there and for having all of this darkness. Like, especially ones like Haskell, who is, who is forced to sleep in the darkness as well. Mark, you cannot prioritize that. What about you, John? You're gonna do this for now, for the time being. As I mentioned, definitely a very, very smart thing to get all those bodies out of the way, so might as well do that now. Thank you, John. Snappy. Oh, that's Silver. I thought she was hauling debris. And I was like, what the hell are you doing there, Snappy? That's not necessary at all. That pistol should be... Oh, no! The combat supplier's gone, so we won't be able to sell that pistol anytime soon. That's a bit unfortunate, but... It's gonna be very interesting managing how all the weapons work with the equipment barracks now, because that's something I didn't think about before. Ooh, another cargo unit with food. That's always nice. Make us feel a little bit more secure in that regards. And, because, let's actually see. I just want to double check. Yeah, the equipment racks still exist, which obviously makes a lot of sense. I suppose they would be a lot less necessary, though, because the stockpiling zones could work, could function, essentially, just like, the barracks do, or the weapons barracks, or equipment barracks. But obviously the equipment barracks looks a lot more fancy. But really, it's kind of interesting, because now I presume, because now it's just, once again, a little bit more of a struggle to set up where you want, or to set up your system for how you get, how you sell weapons to traveling salesmen, but, salesmen and women, I should say. But it also makes a lot more sense. Like, this launch pad, I think, is by far the most interesting thing. Maybe not my favorite thing about the most recent patch, or version 3 of the alpha, or something like that. But it's certainly the most interesting, because how dynamically it changed the gameplay. Fear Tech will always come last, because we don't really do much with Fear Tech. Hopefully, I actually hope that, the Fear Tech will be a little bit tweaked in the future, because I don't think it's all that exciting right now, in all honesty. I think it could be done in much cooler ways. How do we want the rest of these rooms to be? As you guys know, I always like the research room to be blue, so let's set that out like that. It's blue, bada-dia-ba-die. And... do we want communications to be green? We actually could make communications green, just to swap things up. I think green would look nice for the communications room. So let's go ahead and make that room green. Green, the color of envy, but also a very lovely color as well. New raider? Oh, nice! No, we got our final recruit! That's frickin' awesome! That's actually really, really good. And the solar panel's built. I need to focus on getting lights in here then, and finishing building up the rooms as I want them to be. So let's actually put all that down now, so I don't forget. That means we get one light right there, one light right there. Bada bing, bada boom. And I kinda don't want to put lights down in this area, because I don't know how these rooms are going to shape out exactly. This is obviously just going to be a hallway, though, so we could put one light right there, probably even one there, or it might make more sense to put right there. We'll see how things change in the future. That's okay for now. But, as I was saying, I think we'll make the prison... would it make sense to have the prisoner room right next to the food, though? Where else could we put the prisoner room if I didn't want it right here? Could put it right there, so it's, like, opposite the living quarters, but I think that would be really stupid. Like, having the living quarters right next to, like, opposite where the prisoners are. That means if they escaped, they could just go into your room and, like, kill you in the night or something like that. That would be pretty horrific. We do have just enough to cover this whole solar panel, so let's get a second one of those down. Obviously, the more power, the merrier. Actually, in fact, though, let's cancel that one and we'll put it right about there. I think it would be smarter to have our first two ones separated from each other in case any fires do start or anything of the like. More food, that's always appreciated, even though it's really not necessary at all, to say the least. We have so much food coming in. Nice to know that pistol's down there now, though, so someone could grab that. John is our new... Oh, John picked up the pistol. Let's actually have him swap to the pump-action shotgun. That should put it in the storage. And, of course, give him a weapon that I would prefer for him to use. That's awesome. What to work on next? Let's go ahead and... We're gonna do it in a funny way. We're gonna, like, close off this area right here. This will be the equipment barracks. Maybe even have, like, the wall right down there. Yeah, let's set it up that way. Go ahead, structure, build a wall like that. I'm actually gonna leave a gap right there, just so I can decide where I want the door to go. Probably right about there? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think the door would look best being in that position. Reason why we're, well, what am I saying? Basically, this room is going to end up being our equipment barracks, and then for humor's sake, and because I find it hilarious, we're going to put the prisoner room right next to the equipment barracks. So if they escaped, they could grab all of our weapons. A mysterious blight has destroyed your crop. That is unfortunate. Shoot. That's a random event that we haven't seen occur very much. Luckily, though, it obviously doesn't destroy our food supply, and it actually has not damaged the food that is scattered around the map. So, for any random event to occur, that's probably the one that we would have wanted the most, because that, honestly, does not really do very much to us. We're kind of beyond the point of taking severe damage from that, which is obviously super awesome for us. Let's sell this bed, and we're actually gonna put it in the middle of the room for the time being, just to take up space, just so it fills some space. We'll put an equipment barracks right there. And that means two of them fit nicely right there. That's awesome. I wanted that to work out that way so we could put the lamp right there. Obviously, that lamp is now especially important to actually give this person some light. Which means we've just about fixed a lot of the problems I think we were having before with power. Now we could actually probably turn these lights on. Which makes me think we should get a battery room going. I've probably put that off for way too long at this point. So how would we want to start that? That's a question. Because we really need some batteries. You know what? Let's just put down one battery for the time being. It'll be right there, because I think that's a perfectly okay spot for a battery. If it explodes, it wouldn't cause too much damage. And, we could probably put one right about there as well, since I think this is going to be kind of an open room. One thing that I did mess up now that I'm looking at everything, don't really have a dining hall, which is very, very sucky. But then again, that could be the beauty of expanding upwards. I really like the idea of this, actually, now that I think about it. We could, as we expand later, we could put a door right there and then have the dining hall, like, in one of the rooms in this space right there. I think that would be really, really cool. Man, I have loved how this space has worked out so far. It's been one of the coolest ones we've made so far, I think. Could have used another geothermal generator, but that's really the only complaint. And like I mentioned before, we could certainly find one up in the mountainside once we turn into the Dwarfs of Moria and work on that. There does not appear to be... Oh, you can select what is stored in these. Frickin' awesome. Okay, no Molotov cocktails, no pistols. That should change how all of these are set up, which will be glorious. Because obviously that means the pistols, Molotov cocktails, and frag grenades will only be put in the stockpile area below, which will be super good for us. So let's go ahead and cancel all those. That should make it very easy for us to sell those. God damn. Uh-oh. Here we go. We got our first short circuit. It's in a very risky location. But seeing as everyone... Now that I mark that person... Oh! We just got this dude! I forgot to set him up. I always forget to set up the people's things. I don't know why. Let's make this person our main researcher now. Mark that one off, since he should be the best out of everyone. He's a 6. 6. He's tied. It's good enough. And we'll actually wait to mark the rest of those until all of the research is completed. Let's go ahead. No, not overview. I want to get the architect thing up. Just to double check, make sure we have actually added a home zone over everything. We should mark that as a home zone. And now, of course, this area can be marked as a home zone as well. So that fire shouldn't cause us any problems, because now everyone's gonna freak out and start worrying about that. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty easy for us to deal with. Definitely could have been scary, seeing as its placement was really, really bad, being right next to the geothermal generator, but we got through that perfectly fine. Although that does kind of make me worry. Not another solar eclipse! That's not fun. That is really not fun! Now we won't have enough power. We have to turn off some lights. Let's go ahead and turn this one off, which is unfortunate, but that'll conserve us the most power overall, I think. And then we could probably let everything else stay on. It's not opportune, but I think it's the way that this day's gonna have to work. Which is fine, you know, just a little bit of an irritation. We have so much silver. That is absolutely fantastic. Our silver supply is through the roof right now. What else can we do to expand? I think we just need to work on that prisoner room, get that done, so we won't need to worry about it in the future. Because I think putting those 2 batteries there solves that battery issue that I was contemplating or at least it should solve that for a while. And I'm pretty sure getting rid of that shouldn't cause any more cave-ins. It might make the roof collapse like once or twice in like this region. Hopefully it won't, but even if it does, I don't think that should doom us, as long as nobody's standing underneath. It would just make another irritation in regards to what we need to have hauled, which obviously isn't that bad at all. And then, in the meantime as well, since we're gonna get some more metal from doing that, why not just start putting the carpets in here, carpeting down. Since that one's green right there. Actually, you know what, let's make this room green. It'll look nice being green right after that one. That one can be green. This one can be blue to match the color flow or whatever. And then the next one will be blood red to mark the anger of my people. Solar flare, holy crap. And our roof has collapsed, okay. That was a little bit to be expected, and we're probably gonna get a couple of those notices as the rest of this goes on. That sucks, because now those are gonna need to be hauled eventually, but not all that bad, just an irritation. What is really bad is that solar flare, because now we're running on no power, which, as you guys know, is never a good thing. Never a good thing at all. I guess the one positive, or looking at like the bright side of negatives, or the positive side of a negative, kind of makes the eclipse absolutely pointless. Because there would be no way for us to be getting energy, even if there was sunlight for the solar panels. So that doesn't really matter much anymore. Let's go ahead and check out the life of this boom rat as our stuff goes on. He's just chilling, living the life, you know? He's got his riches, he's got pistol in case he evolves into, like, I don't know, like Splinter or something like that. What's going on down here? Nothing was crushed, and another one. Nothing was crushed. Okay, that's not bad. But yeah, apparently I forgot that pistol up there, which is a little bit unfortunate, but, you know, it's just a pistol. Someone else will take that eventually and probably haul it down to a launch pad, so, you know. No harm, no foul thing, and we do have more raiders. It is a very small raider force, though. They are very, very well equipped. First time we're seeing an M16 and an M24, and I think it's the first time we've seen an R4 charge rifle. But, in all honesty, I think this is actually gonna be maybe even easier than the last one. We're successful right now. Although, Abraham is getting a little bit close. Nah, he's not gonna alert them. Abraham's a smart guy. He wouldn't do that to us. We do have a cute little herd of muffalo coming to say hi to us, though. Hello, muffalo! Wondering about such cute animals. How much metal did we get there? Apparently, okay. Someone alerted them. Gonzalo, I trusted you! You foolish fool. Oh no, Gonzalo's probably going to eat. That's very, very sucky. Okay, we're moving Gonzalo back to base. In all honesty, we could just try holding out against these guys. Let's try to save a little bit of metal and just get into a normal fight. These guys do have range advantage. In fact, they have a pretty huge range advantage. And apparently people are going insane outside my room, so I apologize if you hear that. But obviously, we might need to back off. This is it is rather risky for us to be taking the fight to them in this position. But it's not like they have, frag grenades or anything like that. It could be much worse dealing with them. Actually, that might be rather foolish. I don't know, we're gonna attempt this, but obviously if we need to run, we have a lot of good stuff to, back us up, or fall back to. So I think no matter what, we should be able to get through this perfectly fine, although the raiders are already here. This'll be oh god, yeah, they have huge range, or at least that one does, because that one's the one with the sniper rifle. I'm starting to think we might need to back out. It was cool in theory! But that is a lot of shots coming in, and we got off to a slow start initiating the fight, so we're not really shooting much back at them. So it was a cool idea, but maybe a little bit foolish. Let's just get everyone to get back inside and stay safe. That was absolutely silly. They'll be really easy to deal with, though, with the blasting charges. 3 of them is not much of a worry at all, unless they start trying to burn down our home. That would obviously cause some problems for us. That's everyone? Yeah, that's everyone, because they're all just gonna stand right there. So let's slow down time to make sure we handle them as effectively as possible, as they walk all over this poor Muffalo. What bullies. Okay. We're just about ready to start on them. Is there any way we want to prioritize them? I don't think so. I think actually, maybe the R4 charge rifle would be the scariest one, but in all honesty, I think they balance out quite evenly. We'll wait for that dude for this one. That should be good for blowing him up. It was a little bit close, but we got him fine. And then... yeah, we'll set this one off right now. That should only get that one guy as well, but then we could finish it off with the bottom one. Free weapons! Hooray! Yes. Oh shoot, one is still left. Let's go ahead and slaughter this lady. This would be pretty glorious for us. Don't step inside, lady. Yeah, she's running. Oh, that was a little bit depressing. A little bit saddening, but... it worked out fine for us, and obviously that's all that matters for our situation. Yeah, clean up the filthy mess, John. Clean up the mess. I don't know why, but John kind of reminds me of the villain from No Country for Old Men. He's kind of got like a similar hairstyle, if I remember the villain's hair correctly. But you know, let's go ahead and mark all these. So they're up for grabs. I hate this door! This door keeps getting in the way of us trying to select everything properly. So awesome! And nice to know that that's done. So as long as we don't get any more solar flares and or system faults in regards to either the power conduits or our walls, we should just be gaining battery power at a steady pace. Oh shoot, it's going in the negative still. Oh, because the sun ran out. God damn. Did get more food, though, so I guess we can't complain too much about that. But anyways, our base is functioning pretty damn well. I'm happy with where we're sitting right now. As we expand upwards in the future, it should, develop even more in really cool ways as we add more and more stuff. Maybe even... I don't think we're quite at this point yet. We would want to set up our defensive infrastructure a little bit more. But maybe even we could do an idea that was given to me by Stratazing and start working on a second base somewhere around. Once again, I don't think we're quite at that point. And in all honesty, I still really want to try out that idea. But I did do some more thinking about it, and... unfortunately, it might be one of those ideas that's better in theory rather than practice, just because of how this game works. There isn't really a way to, like, select half of your people and say, hey, you're specifically living in this region or colony. Hopefully that'll be something that's added to the game right now, because obviously, based on that, it's just simply going to be rather difficult to do to work with some kind of plan like that. because that means our people are just going to be running back and forth all over the place, which might be fun and cool to test out. Like I was saying, regardless of whether or not it will actually work out, I want to try it, just because I think it was a really cool idea, and see how well it will work out. But in the future, more expansion for our home base is certainly to come as we devour the natural life of this planet and make it our own. Like, we're like the corruption from Terraria or something like that, and we've only begun to grow. So anyways, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like, a comment, and or subscribing if you have not. I am the EggScrambledGamer, and I will see you all next time.